Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamflo, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and good morning again. Grand uprising to my people. I hope all is well, and you guys continue to shade under the golden of the Creator's love and care. This morning, I'm going to jump right into my program because I think I have a plethora of information that I want to disseminate to my people who perish by lack of knowledge. Good morning to all my well-wishers. Those of you who are still moved and uncomfortable by the pitch of my voice, know that this is my disclaimer. I am at times too very upset with myself for being passionate and cannot modulate my voice. So in that way, I'm working on it. I'm very aware of it, and I'm working on it. All right, so good morning, my people. Good morning, Mrs. Spencer. Hope all is well. Good morning, Ms. Gittins. Good morning to Nell. Good morning to my entire family and the entire crew in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to the police, the regiment, the fire, and the, oh God, which one I leave out here? The fire, the police, the regiment, I call that, and the private security firm. Good morning to everyone. All right? Blessed love, and know that you guys can call in if you so desire. If there's a topic you want, please no topic on politics. That's not going to happen. And I say that respectfully. 342 is the number if you want to call the studio and make a contribution to my show. 342-0081, 342-0081, or 466-5391, 466-5391. Let me say that again. 466-5391 or 342-0081 if you want to make a contribution. All right, I'm going to jump right into it because I have a lot of things I want to disseminate this morning. Emphatically clear, I want to make certain things. And it's funny how we acquiesce to things that continue to destroy us. So let me start here. I'm not sure if you guys understand also the importance of vitamin C, iodine, and MSM. I'm going to give you the acronym of MSM in a minute. But one of the things that is extremely important, for those of you who are tracking me online, you would see that the topic is the liver is the unsung hero of the human body. If anyone deserve a Nobel Prize in the human, any organ that deserve a Nobel Prize in the human body, it is the liver. The titration of blood, keeping blood sugar, stabilizing blood sugar, is the liver. And there's a reason why I'm starting here this morning, is the liver. The regulation of poison in the body, the liver. If it wasn't for the liver, I don't know what would have happened to us, honestly. And then the liver, then I say the kidney, because once you start to get renal failure, you're gone. You have a lot of problems. And for that, I want you guys, if you can, just grab a pen and make little notes that this information that I'm giving you here may impact some of you in some positive way. Maybe the switch that needed to be flipped may flipped based on the information that I'm about to disseminate to you guys this morning. And like I said, there's a reason why I start with vitamin C, iodine, and MSM. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. The struggles that we have as human beings as it pertains to the type of foods that we continue to eat, because the poisons in the food are extremely insidious. And when I said insidious, it's hiding, it's very secretive, it's there. And let us be real. All of us are poisoned. All of us, every single one, me included. We are poisoned all the time. And if it wasn't for something called the liver, we would have been expired from here. A lot of times the food that we eat, the liver has to filter out those poisons that comes through the blood, because the blood come through the capillaries and they run straight to the liver. The liver filter out all the vitamins that it needs. Just imagine that. The wisdom of the human body, the wisdom of our physiology. You understand what I'm saying? And then we put our trust in some other people. Like, I don't know what that is about, but from my perspective, from where I stand, my presupposition is that the best doctor in the room is your own body, period. And that's not even up for debate. It's not even up for debate. So if you don't trust yourself and you want to put your life and health in the hands of somebody else, that is your problem. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to listen to other people, because I want you to listen to me. That's not the point I'm making. I am saying that you are absolutely not only culpable, but you are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your health. If you cannot articulate your position in terms of how you feel, ain't nobody going to do it for you. And anything that they say for you to do, you're going to do. They tell you jump when you're supposed to just step off, you jump. You have problems right there. As low as it is, you have problems there. Again, follow the wisdom of the human body. And it's imbued with an intelligence which a lot of people try to tell us that is not the case. So let me just say this to you one more time. The liver filters out all those poison. That composition that comes from the liver is pure nastiness. Let me put it this way to you. Some of the poison that are filtered out from the blood through the liver, right? Through the liver, and as the liver selectively chose the vitamins, the substrates, the nutrients, the amino acids, the minerals from our body that we put in there and place it into areas that our body needs it. But the liver itself needs raw material to do that. They don't get tied up. It needs raw material to do that. But when it separates those different type of vitamins and deal with that and the poison, let me put it this way to you. You see that poison? If we have leaky gut, which I think 99% of us do have leaky gut, if the liver isn't functioning good, that poison go into your blood, but you will be unconscious in 2.2 seconds. And I'm not kidding when I tell you that. You're going and just knock out. They don't even know what's happening to you, and they might try doing the electric stuff on your heart. They may try to zap you, and the point is, it's not coming from there per se, but just the poison that we put into our body. And that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, will knock you out in a heartbeat if it wasn't for the liver. So herein lie the problems. And I would argue, if you continue to take cholesterol medication, the mechanism of action in the liver is to cause inflammation in the liver. Go and read on your own. Taking statin drugs and the process the liver go through in order to stop the body from producing a natural thing, a natural precursor, a natural thing that our Creator created us with, so that our body can make cholesterol on its own, because its liver makes it. Well, hear what's going on here right now, eh? Y'all listen, because this is where you need the pen right now. Your blood sugar level would not be able to regulate properly without the liver, without proper functioning of the liver. Without proper functioning of the liver, it is absolutely, unequivocally cannot do what it needs to do. Optimize structure and function the way God and nature intended it to be. It's never going to happen. So what we need to do, honestly, is be very, very mindful of the poison that we continue to put into our body, and understand the importance and the pressure that the liver goes through in order to keep us alive. So here it is. When you take these statin drugs, and listen, I'm giving you guys information for you to just look up on your own. Information that you can look at and be pragmatic. Don't get emotional, because you see, when you get emotional, you bypass the outcome. You are so implicit in your own mortality, you don't even know how sick you are, because that becomes the new norm to you. Just like a whole bunch of people walking around with extended stomach and this shape here, and I say that respectfully, watch on your own. I can't help but looking at it. And that shape looking, that pear looking shape is the poison we're eating every day. That becomes the new norm. Seriously. Seriously, we got to watch what we're doing, because we believe 45 to 55% of our actual being is normal when it's supposed to be 95 or 98%. Right? We think that's normal because we think it's normal to be sick. Oh, so I got a phone call. Caller, you're live. Go ahead. Grand Uprising.
Stopping noises inside of his home. They say on check-in, they observed what appeared to be the blood along the track at the side of the house. Shortly after several rapid explosions were heard, the police contacted the police after returning to the residence.
Well, I know who's that? Shut that off, but I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we're getting anybody out there, if you could you just let me know if you're hearing me clearly, if there's any other stations seeping in and on our frequency. Let me know if that's happening, because I'm not sure what went on there just now. I'm not gonna worry about that. Things do happen. All right, so what I'm saying here is, good morning, my brother. What I'm saying here is the mechanism of action causes this to happen, and you need to look at that. And I'm not sure, I lose my train of thought just now when that come in. But let me try to pick up. So let me try to pick up from where I left off. I don't want you guys to get all too confused with where I'm going with this morning. All right, but here's the deal. The truth and the fact is, like I said before, the mechanism of action from the statin drugs inhibits the liver from doing what it ought to be doing, and the titration, all that titration of blood pressure and blood sugar regulation is the liver. It's the liver. So you can't digest bile acid. Now here's the problem. Here's one of the issue here. You can't produce cholesterol because they're hitting it and they give you a biomarker, which is 200. All right? They tell you 200 is what it should be. Let me just say this again. Go to a website where you see Dr. Ufi Ravinskov, and he would have done all the meta-analysis from every place in the world. This is not every country. This ain't no joke, because he had the paper to do it. I think he's Russian. Okay? I stand corrected, but I think he's Russian. And he would have done all the meta-analysis from every country in the world. There is not one molecule, single sign of evidence that cholesterol causes osteosclerosis. None. None. It's a causation. Yes, it's a correlation, sorry, but it's not a causation. Period. All right? Because it's there to help us. Here it is. They make up a number. They make up a number. And I'm telling you, this is not the doctors and nurses that's doing this. They just following the umbrella law in which they apply for, because every single doctor and nurse went there with the best of noble intention. Now, that's my disclaimer. It's the umbrella in which they housed under that causes these things. Well, hear what? If you are informed, you ain't going to acquiesce to that, because it creates a deleterious effect on your biochemistry. You can't tell me you make up a number for something. People cholesterol are 500 and more. You can't tell me you make up some kind of number because the underpinning is money. And let me tell you guys something out there. Just so you know, I have tons and tons of allopathic acquaintances that I talk to almost every day, either via email or WhatsApp. You hear? And many of these allopathic doctors, men and women, okay? Caller, you're live, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, brother. How are you?
Blessed morning, my brother. I'm doing the best I can, the best I know how. How are you?
Good. I'm fine as well, thank God for that.
Thanks, my brother.
Well, I'm the gentleman who does always say know yourself. Now, my antenna is up right now. You're saying something that is very right now, orbiting right now. So, very interesting program. But I want to put something to you that you can probably eventually think, because you're teaching me something about the liver as well.
Right.
Now, water. Water is life.
Right.
We must live with water. Water helps the flushing system. How, from your knowledge, I am asking now, we know we must drink water. Can a person drink too much water, like if over salt, it raises the pressure? And how does water work in the system how it helps to regulate the pressure, your sugar, and this type of thing. So that is just my question to you. Now I understand the basic concept of water, but at your level, your education, about how do you see water and how can you teach and educate us more about water?
Great. Boy, that's
just my take today. Continue the good program, Lockdown and Listen.
Thank you, my brother. That's a very, very good question. Great question. And when I get a question like that, it just sends me back to the memory bank. Number one, water is extremely important for the plasma of the blood. Let's get this clear. When it comes to the blood in your body, it's water. The plasma of your body is water. So let's say, for instance, a person who blood pressure drops precipitously, before you run and do anything, just consume a whole bunch of water. It will gradually rise back up and you start reviving. No question asked. True story. It goes back up. Another thing is that the best way for us to drink water, I love this question because 75%, 75 to 85% of the human biochemistry is water. The moment we're dead, we start to deteriorate right away. Things start to shut down in our body. We start losing fluid from through the anus or wherever it comes out. But once we shut down, that's it. So water is extremely important. And what the brother is asking me, how I see it from my perspective, in terms of not just because you're thirsty, you drink water, because I think everybody knows that. But the deal is when you're drinking water, you're not supposed to just drink a whole bunch straight down, boom, 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 and drink a whole, because you will continue to pass it out. The best way is to drink like a glass now, give it a little time, drink again, because what you want to do is refuel the cell. Let the cells hold the water so it can slowly and gradually give the body what it needs. If we don't have water, we are not detoxing the body. We just can't do it without water. And a lot of times people suffer with serious headaches. They take all kind of painkillers for that headache and it just ain't going away. They slam it with 3 or 4 different types, it's not going away. Just drink some water and you're hydrated. Because a lot of times that headache is precipitated by dehydration, and then the neurons just start going nuts, they start misfiring, and that's the check engine light on the dashboard that the body telling you it absolutely needs some water. So ladies and gentlemen, I love that brethren question, brother, but I hope you could call in some more and keep prompting this. So again, make sure that you drink your water. It's not just for thirst, it's for detoxification, it's for titration, it's also for the plasma of the blood. You need it, and it's also going to help you to be a better person in terms of your cerebral. If there is no water, we come from it, so we have to have it. Great question, my brother. I hope I answered it there. If not, you're free to call in again, and you have yourself a stupendous day. So I think why I left off is why I was talking about the titration of, again, the liver in terms of how it operates, and when it's been inhibited by statin drugs, it creates inflammation. That's the mechanism of action to stop cholesterol. The very thing that's there to save us, you're knocking it down. Okay? Now let me just say this again. Because of the amount of poison foods that we eat, as I say again, all of us are poisoned. Let me just get that straight. Let me repeat myself. All of us are poisoned from the foods we eat. Glyphosate, and even right here locally, before some of the crops that some of the farmers think, they spray it with glyphosate. You know, we need to pat down on that a little bit, because here I am all for our farmers. There is this new, although I don't want this to make no political thing, because I don't want no political call. But let me just say this, allow me to say this, and I don't want it to be sung in like I'm contradicting myself or oxymoron, but this administration, I read a reel, right? I read something where they're making effort assiduously to support farmers, and that make me feel good, because I am local. Anything I am buying, I want to make sure it's made locally. I like my beer on my face, I want a local beer oil, else I'm going to do without. I want a soap, I want a local soap, right? And I think we need to be a little bit more mindful in terms of the prices we put on the product we are making locally. It's made locally here. We have to come down a little bit and reach out to people, because now they're going to be supporting you a little bit more. They're going to look at you and say, your stuff is too expensive. It may worth that, but we have to do the build up and let people be in a position where they're comfortable supporting local and not making those type of sideways comments in terms of or in precise comment about, well, you're making them things and you're making it locally, it's just too expensive. Like I said, it may worth it, but we got to pat down on that, because we need to support one another. All of us need each other to be each other. Without each other, we simply not each other. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, right? So we eating again the poison food. Let me go back to what I was saying. And most of these foods are they have a lot of microbes in it, that is the deleterious effect on our body. Let me pause on that for a little bit. Let me talk about the gut, because it aligns with what I want to say here. Our stomach, the tissue lining and tube in our stomach that starts in our mouth and end in our anus, is 30 feet long. I want you to process that. Within the crevice of our stomach, that fold up intestine, 30 feet long. 30 feet. This has to be a well alkaline tube in order for it to work properly. We put all kind of stuff in that tube and we expect to feel good. A lot of times the pain you feel in your knees, the pain you feel in your shoulder, the arthritic pain and the stuff that they keep telling you is your gut releasing this poison, because some of the fats, some of the poison cannot meet the liver. Hear me out here. It can't meet the liver because it hook on this fat molecule and they go subcutaneously within the muscle. Listen to what I'm saying. It goes subcutaneously within our muscles. That in itself creates a serious problem, creates some serious problems for us. And that's where slow poisoning starts. If you notice, sometimes you are extremely fatigued. You're tired as hell. No matter what you do, you're tired. That gut leaking. Either IBS, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or celiac. All is the same disease. All. Inflammation and different level of tissue destruction. It's the same. It sticks on these molecules. But here it is. You can get heat to help you to get rid of these molecules. You ever notice sometimes you're near some people and when they sweat it's a bit pungent? It's because of that. So you work out a little bit, you go for a walk, and on the molecule at the top of the skin, it look kind of greasy. The heat is getting rid of that subcutaneous molecule that's in there, because it cannot meet the liver. It has to find a way to come out. But it's a very arduous process, because a lot of times it just can't come out, because you're not given it time to come out. You just keep eating and eating and eating and eating. Right. Let me rest that down too. The reason why most people out here cannot lose weight, and I know women struggle in this department a lot, it's because they are eating highly processed, ultra processed foods. And when you are eating processed foods, you are asking your body to produce a whole bunch of insulin. Now, I said this before, but if you tie in with what I'm saying here this morning, maybe the switch will flip. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, now you're asking your body to produce a whole bunch of insulin. With a whole bunch of insulin, you laying down a fat carpet. You ain't losing nothing. However, you will continue to be hungry like that. Let me tell you why. Satiation, being satisfied, I forget the word that you just used, satiety, satiation. When you're satiation, when you're not satiated, you're going to call for more food. Well, that's what ultra processed does. It's palatable. It tastes nice in your mouth and you want to just eat more. And you can't put that down until it's done. You pick up a pack of ultra processed ... whatever it is, or a box of this ... You ain't putting that down until it's done because it tastes good. They train our taste bud to do that. However, it doesn't have the nitro, it doesn't have the nutrients in there. Those micronutrients, they are not there. So you're never satisfied, and you eat more and more. And the more you eat, the more insulin rise. And the more insulin rise, the fatter you become. You could work out as much as you want. You could work out 24 hours a day, 9 days a week. Ain't no fat going nowhere. Because you continue to eat that food. And by the time you reduce the insulin by a little bit, you replace it again by eating more when you go home. Because you never satisfy. Never, ever, ever satisfy. Whereas when you eat some of the foods that I introduced to you guys, and organ meat is a great meat. I know that will make a lot of people upset. Or they just the thought of it. I eating organ meat, I eating liver, I eating heart, I eating kidney. Why eating that for? Well, here why I'm telling you right now. That is the best thing for you, because that's where your ancestral genome lies. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in an assimilation. And a simulation where there's an inclusion of the illusion of inclusion. And let me preface that and tell you what I mean. We still have our ancestral genome in us that will always be there. And we are asking our ancestral genome to adapt to something that they don't know. And the body repels it every single day. And yet we complain. Why our stomach line is? Why we have these extended stomach? Why our waistline measure the same as our height? Why? Look at what you're doing. Because those insidious habits that lies deep in your psyche is what sabotage you every single day. And it causes you to self-sabotage all the time. But we like to blame things. We make up story. Let me blame the devil. The devil made me too much. All these nonsensical excuses so we can continue to do what we want, and we continue to just live naively and be implicit in our own mortality. We can't walk good. And I'm not talking about an injury here. I am talking about our biochemistry. We can't walk good because we are overweight. We can't walk good because we can't breathe properly. We can't walk good because the body cannot produce enough oxygen. Our pH balance in our body is off. Potential hydrogen is off. But we continue to eat those foods. Why? Because you see, when we go to the people who we look up to help us to do what we need to do, hear what we get. Continue to eat what you want to eat. Continue to feel the way that you want to feel. Continue to do all that. And I'm going to give you a medication that's going to alleviate all that. Meanwhile, you would have gotten about 3 to 4 pathologies from those medicines. You know when I say that, what I mean? Side effects. Because that's another pathology. And then when that comes up, they're going to give you another pathology to do that. Here what? The only other recourse you're going to get from the people that we trust, and I'm saying again, I'm not blaming any doctors, I'm blaming the umbrella in which they house, because they go there with the best of intention. Noble. It's a noble profession. You got to give them that. But I hug up a surgeon every day. I hug up surgeon. However you want to put this, surgeon is God. You know, or they might want to knock me for that, but surgeon is God. Whatever your concept of God is. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The kingdom of God is within you. So if I say surgeon is God, and all you want to take homage against that, go right ahead. That means you're confusing your own ideological belief, and your dogmatic way of thinking controls you. I can't help you with that. What I'm saying is simply this. We as individuals need to accept responsibility for what goes in our mouth, what goes in our gut, what causes our biochemistry to get thrown off. And if you are educated and you are informed, program like mine, because that's what I'm here to do, to educate. I'm not here to convince anybody. Let's get that straight. I'm not here to convince not one single soul. I'm here to convey. I'm here to convey. And if I could shift you from where you are in terms of how you look and feel, that'd be nice. That would be a beautiful thing. But if I can't, I try. And that's what I will continue to do. I won't give up. Because every day, I'm on purpose with my life. Every single day, I feel good. Every single day I wake up, I thank who and whatever energy is responsible for me being here. You hear? And I know why I'm speaking like this. Because I don't want one particular belief / denomination to come and pin me down in no corner. Don't do that. Because it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. And it won't go well because my first action will be just to ignore you. It's troops and walk away. And you go say, where you play with the disrespectful self. In that case, that would be okay with me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let me explain something to you. In the world we live in now, remember I just told you, we are far removed from our ancestral genome. We try to introduce foods to our ancestral genome that they has no clue what it looked like. Hence the reason we look the way we look today. Look back then. Even if we weren't living longer then, you could put it however you want. Our biochemistry, physique was like ox. Women were looking fabulously fabulous, fantabulously fantabulous. Brothers' physique was bradam. Watch we getting now, because we aren't evolving genetically. We are evolving hormonally. Foods that they make up and dictates what our biochemistry should be. And for some of the kids, let me just say this. I have nothing but empathy for you, and I hope some of you can listen to me and call me up at some point in time. But I feel nothing but empathy because you were introduced to ultra-processed foods from the womb. That's sad. That is sad. We need to eat more whole foods. We are paleolithic beings. Paleo keto diet is what we need. And you have people going to want to knock me and nail me to a wall because I say nothing is wrong with eating meat. It comes from our ancestral genome. And whoever don't want to eat meat and chose not to, that's on you. You make that choice. But all I'm telling you, pay attention to how you look and feel. If how you feel, you're comfortable with it, by all means you do what you want to do. But you cannot argue with what your DNA, your biochemistry, and your microbes, not only the microbes, but your mitochondria and the endoplasma, you cannot argue with the way that built up. Because the truth and the fact is, every single human being, every single Homo sapien on the face of this earth, biologically was made from food. Let me repeat myself. Every single Homo sapien that walks this earth is made up of food. Every single cell in our body is made from food. 100%. You could argue with that as much as you want. And I'm going to give you another story with reference to your argument and that. Because I want to jump in here with the 3 substrate that I would have given you at the onset of the program. You could argue with this as much as you want. Let me just say this. Sit home. Eat whatever you want. However you want. Go and buy whatever you want lunchtime. Eat whatever you want. Do all that. And when you are knocked down, calling somebody that you know is reverent and ask them to pray for you. Let me see how fast you're going to get better. While you continue to eat the very things that knocked you down. I would leave that right there. Because you see, when I go down that road, this is when plenty people choose. You see how we just talk? You hear him? Ay, ay, ay. Scrappy cousin, good morning, my brother. Blessed morning to you, man. And Miguel, good morning. Hey, let me say this. Today's world, our IQ is depreciating precipitously. We brain fog easy. We can't think well. As I said before, we are always very tired, and we are tired because there's poison in our bloodstream, and the liver is going to work overtime, and then we have our poor kidney who has to filter the poison again, and the nephrons in the pump got to keep working good. And then the other thing they tell you to eat salt, which the nephrons in the pump cannot work without salt. But anyhow, our IQ drops, we can't function well we always have brain fog, and I'm telling you, even me get caught up in that many times. By just eating one thing sometimes, I know it affects me about 10-15 minutes after. Brain fog. Here's the deal. There's something called iodine. Now, just like there's oil of oregano or oregano oil, a lot of people buy oregano oil. I didn't call oregano oil in this, but I'm just making a preface here. Because oregano oil is boss. Let me get that down. It's boss. Oregano oil, oregano does a plethora of things in the body to recalibrate your biochemistry. But you got to look for the oregano that has clavicol on it. Well, when it comes to iodine, you got to look for one with Lugol's on it. You'll call my number, 736-3962, 736-3962. That's my number for a free consultation, 736-3962 or 709-8450, 709-8450. I'm located in the Champlain area. Call me. Let me educate you a little bit more. The consultation is free. After an hour, you can get up and say, thank you, Mr. Johnson, for the information. I'll be in touch. I'm good with that too. Once I feed you with the information. Because I know when you leave there, you learn something new, and I learn something new from you as well, and you're going to disseminate that information for another person. All of us gain. So it's okay if I do it for free. And money can't buy that. So you need Lugol's, iodine. One of the things that we are missing, and I am guilty of that too, vitamin C. You hear what I'm telling you guys? Vitamin C kill parasite and all kind of unwanted microbes in the body 10 parts per million, because our body cannot mix it. It cannot make it on its own. It needs to be imported. The other one is MSM. MSM, you know something? I don't usually refer to my book, because a lot of times when I talk about notes, I always butt up on it, but I just want to get the spelling right. It's methyl sulfony, just now. Yes, methyl sulfony methane. Methyl sulfony methyl. And I could give you guys the correct spelling if you want to come to my office. That is MSM. It works magic in the human body. So again, let me just kind of pat my shoulders a little bit, because this is where Mr. Johnson effect changes in the human body. And let me just say this again. I ain't claim to fix nothing. What I'm good at is synergistically putting herbs together and let your immune system go to work for you. Let your microbiome go to war for you. Let the organs go to work for you. Let your kidney go to war for you. Let your liver go to war for you. That's what I'm doing, because your kidney can't function without raw materials. It just can't do it. It just can't do it. So you know something with the drugs thing, right? I tell you on one time. Can't do it. So MSM, vitamin C, and iodine. You take your iodine last thing at night, like 2 to 3 drops. Remember, I tell you, Lugol's is the name. You got to look for proper things. This is what I pat my chest with. And I know how to do these things synergistically, because I study what the product does, how good it works, how it can optimize structure and function at different times outside of our circadian rhythm, which means I know what works good. I'm not always right. I know what works good or better in the mornings and what works good or better in the evenings. And that's, my friend, where my herbs become efficacious, because I understand synergistically what needs to be done. Again, let me just say this. The reason we suffer tremendously all through this course of not feeling well is because we are far removed from our ancestral genome. Let me repeat myself, my disclaimer. You don't want to eat meat? That's your choice. That's your choice. Who am I to tell you to eat it? All I am saying is that I sit on a different portion or section where I can give information to tell you which product is bio-friendly to our biochemistry. And that biochemistry, as I said before, is imbued with an intelligence. That intelligence, you could call it whatever you want, source energy, God, Allah, Muhammad, whatever you want. Our body is imbued with an intelligence. Because when we are knocked out in the night, when we gone on the other side of midnight, snoring, I want you to answer this question. Who running that show? Who's running that show? Michael Wilson for me, my brother. I would love that very much.
With high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, prostate issues, cancer, PCOS, fibroids, or low testosterone, these conditions do not just show up overnight. They are signs that your body is out of balance. At the healthiest corner on earth, my focus is restoring that balance naturally, using time-tested herbs, personalized wellness plans, and nutritional guidance, helping your body return to homeostasis, the state where healing begins. When your body is in balance, it can protect, repair, and renew itself. You don't have to wait until things get worse. You can take control of your health now. My goal is simple: to prevent chronic disease and support your body's natural ability to heal. Book your free consultation today. Give me a call at 736-3962 or 709-8450. Let's restore balance and prevent what's preventable, because your healing journey starts with one step, and I am here to walk it with you.
And from the very, very fiber of my being, I am here to walk it with you. Now, it will be remiss of me, again, if I do not bring this in. Because once again, I got this phone call, and my brother, whom I have a lot of respect for, you know, he sometimes, you know, put me up against the wall, which I'm okay with, because let me tell you something. If my clip, and when I say my clip, the people who are close to me, very close to me, I love every human being. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm doing stuff that I'm doing here. I love human beings. I put up a buffer to be criticized or not like that. I've been doing that since I'm probably about 13 years old. Right, so what people think of me has no impact on me, really and truly. I'm not disrespecting you, but I cannot be bothered by your opinion. That's your opinion. You have every right to it. You just don't have every right to your own set of facts. None of us does. So I'm saying all this to say, a lot of times, you know, people sort of get the information kind of off key. But pardon me for saying this. Look, I'm going to do what I have to do anyway. And some people not going to take this very comfortably. But a brethren called me again, and for me, if my clip is, like I said, it's not a huge clip. But if the people around me can't look me in my eyes and say, hey, watch me. You see that dotishness you just do there? Again, I don't like to use the word dotish on the radio. I don't think it's radio worthy. In my book, I don't think it sits right with me. But you see that foolishness that you do there? You see how you behave that? If you can't look me in my eyes and say that, you can't be in my clip. Because I have no problem saying it to you. And if you are shifted by it, look at why you shift. Because if I am shifted by something, somebody who care about me telling me, I'm going to look at why I'm why I'm shifted by this comment, because it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with something I need to work on within my own self. And a lot of times this is why we're looking outside for validation. We're looking outside for everything when everything starts on the inside. I reflect every day. I revisit every day, and I'm very, very serious about that. If I behave like an imps, I go in and revisit why I behave like an imps. I am not searching, and I would like you guys to embrace what I'm just saying here. I am not searching for perfection, because the only thing that is perfect in the human body is innate intelligence. You get a cut, it go heal. Once it has the right environment, it will heat. Your breathing, that is innate intelligence. Your heart pound within the crevice of your heart, that's innate intelligence. So that is perfection, and it's designed by our Creator. Anything else is strictly prohibited, because it now go happen. You cannot strive for perfection. Like I always say, if you are one who looking for perfection, right out from the planet, because it now go happen. No way, no how. However, this is what I'm going to say to you guys. I'm not striving for perfection. I strive for wholeness every day. I embrace the dirty side of me, the weak side of me, the side that is inept, the side that needs to be improved. Those are what I'm, and I am about wholeness. I don't feel comfortable in that particular situation. Got to embrace it, because I can't change it if I don't embrace it. To me, that's what I call wholeness, and I become self-aware. Self-awareness will put you in a corner and teach you some serious lessons if you're willing to learn. So for me, perfection ain't my friend. It's not going to be near me. Me and striving for that. I strive for wholeness, and I wish what I just said there, it can reverberate on the minds of some people, and you can embrace it all. I hope you can, because the reverend thing, if we can go through our minds, if our mind could speak loud sometime in front of people, some of us will wish there's a hole we can just drop into, because we're just not real. What on the inside is not reflecting on the outside, and that's why we suffer tremendously. That's why we suffer. I'm seeing a message here from my cousin. I trust that. Let me see if I can. Carlos, you can run this through the WhatsApp again, a voice note here. You think you can? Yeah, he now sent that there for me. Let me see, because he probably won just before I get off here. He says Kozo. And I know it's probably something important, so I hope Kozo ain't said nothing freaky there, because you thought we gonna be in trouble this morning. Me hear that, cuz. Thanks, Carlos. Such a efficient brother. Delight Hawkins, good morning to you, my dear. Hope all is well. Yes, why Carlos do that, and the time is winding down. Let me just say again that I thank you guys for everything. I don't profess to know everything, and let me make this clear. I am not a doctor. Call me teacher. Doctor is translated in Latin, docere, which means teacher. Go ahead, Carlos.
Mr. Johnson, a young man came here this morning, under 40, almost crippled with diabetes. He walk in bend. So I asked him, tell me about it. He said, the doctor telling me he inherited. I say, surely doctor told you that? I say, go back and ask him to explain that to you like a 6-year-old. But he said, he don't use sugar. So I asked him how he get his sugar. He said, from bread. I say, from bread? I say, all right. I say, I need to give you a number. All right. So again, a lot of people just listening to doctors telling them things and they're not asking them any question. So bring it up when you get some time.
Run it back again there. Let me hear how he started it.
Mr. Johnson, a young man came here this morning, under 40, almost crippled with diabetes. He walk in bend. So I asked him, tell me about it. He said, the doctor telling me he inherited. I say, surely doctor told you that? I say, go back and ask him to explain that to you like a 6-year-old. But he said, he don't use sugar. So I asked him how he get his sugar. He said, from bread. I say, from bread? I say, all right. I say, I need to give you a number. All right. So again, a lot of people just listening to doctors telling them things and they're not asking them any question. So bring it up when you get some time.
All right. I'm back on, Carlos. All right, cool. Let me do this real quick before I get off here, because this is important. I'm going to leave the question that my brethren called me and asked for, because I'm not sure I can fit it in. Until next week, I'll make a note of that, right? Because it's very, very similar to what this is. Let me tell you something, my brother. I hope you're listening now, and I hope you will call me. There ain't no such thing as inheriting diabetes. That is just a misnomer. It's misleading, and it's just not true. What you inherit from your parents is a methylation genes, the body's ability to refine a particular raw material to stop you from the body from expressing itself in this way. Now, people put in sugar, again, I tell this again, people put in sugar as if sugar is the Antichrist. Sugar is not the Antichrist. That brother ate a whole bunch of processed foods. Keep insulin rising all the time. It damages the capillaries in his body. He has, I'm sure he has high blood pressure. No, I'm putting my life on it that he has high blood pressure. And he has heart issue, and he's going to have impotence issue. I am sure like that. Because when your insulin goes up, you're going to damage capillaries. right? Because the very thing that is there to protect you, which is insulin, your body resists it. So it's not the sugar. It's the other things that you eat as often as you eat in a fed state that cause insulin to the body to pump unwanted insulin over a period of time. Poor that guy, his body was fighting with that for 10, 15 years before he get it. Let me just say this. The next time I want him to go back to his doctor and ask the doctor, the entire human genome has been mapped. All has been mapped. Every single one. Go back and ask your doctor. You said I inherit this from my parents. Can you tell me what genes I inherited from my parents and what chromosome it resides on? Wait for the answer, because it's never going to happen. Number two, second question. If I inherit this from my parents, why all the genes, the people with these genes, didn't die out? Why is there more and more every single day? Diabetes increase. Metabolically, there's 93% of the people on the face of this earth is suffer with metabolic disease, which link to diabetes. Or they hear what I just say? Okay, ask him that question too. If the genes that causes diabetes is inherited, how come that there is not less and less? Why is there more and more every single day? Last but not least, because this one here should shut everyone up. If diabetes is hereditary, why a twin that comes from the same mom and dad, one inherit diabetes and one doesn't? If that don't shut you up, you need to stay in your dogmatic mind until you suffer on your own. Sorry to put it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, my time was always almost up on the air, not on the planet, on the air. And let me just say this again. I appreciate you all. I do my best. Give me, Kyle, give me a signal there. Let me see how much time I have there. All right. I do my best to bring this information the best way I can, the best way I know how. All right. And I'm doing my best. My phone numbers, 736-3962. My office is located in the Champlain area. I'm literally 5 minutes walk north of Mount Hope Hospital. Walk from Mount Hope and come over by me. Walk up Mendez, make the first right, Fort Building Complex on the left. That's where I'm at. My office is there. Come and see me, and I'll give you some information and take you to a journey you've never done before. You have never journeyed before. Am I my brothers and sisters keeper? I'm supposed to be that way. We all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we cannot be each other. But we're supposed to love each other. We didn't know that we didn't know. That is okay. And sometimes we don't know that we don't know. But we still didn't know we didn't know. Until next week, same time, same place. By the grace of the Almighty, the one that created us all, this is Mr. A.J. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ. Megan, gone.
Follow The Street 919 FM on all social platforms at The Street 919 FM.
Not necessarily the views of the management of The Street 919 FM.
It's easy on a Sunday morning. Tune in to Street 91.9 FM at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with Minister Corey Joseph and the Youth Empowerment Foundation as we inspire you, motivate you, and educate you to achieve your dreams and purpose. Live your best life now. Support our vision and programs at any Republic Bank, the Youth Empowerment Foundation, account number 0902-3963-3931 for prayer, counseling,